Hello, people. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Today, we will talk about the parallel and gradual increase. Is a structure in English language that is interesting for you to know because it separates those ones who are intermediate level to those ones who go a bit advancing or advanced levels. All right. So let's start with the parallel increase. So the parallel increase is used when one element increases and the other element increases or decreases consequently. Right. So we have here this structure is the more. So as you can see, it's related to superlative, actually to comparative in this case. So the more that is related to comparative in a way. So it's a comparison between two things or the same thing, plus the first element plus the subject plus the verb, the more plus the first element, the subject and the verb. As an example, we have here the more makeup she buys, the more makeup she needs. So the makeup she is having is not enough for her. So the more she has, the more she wants. And it also has this first one we are doing with the same element, but we can also do the parallel increase with different elements. So you see the structure here, the more plus the first element, subject, verb, the less plus the second element plus subject and verb. So the more makeup she buys, the less money she has. So it's a parallel increase because when she buys the makeup, she gets poor and poor, right? Um, we can do because as in the first example I was using the more this expression, but I was not using the adjectives, right? But here we have example with comparative adjectives, right? So the plus comparative plus subjective plus verb to be, the plus comparative subject plus verb to be. As example here, the richer people are, the happier they are. And, and here we have a picture of 50 Cent with the cover of a record, Get Rich or Die Trying. So I guess he agrees with this connection between richness and happiness. It can occur without verbs to give more emphasis. So if you want to be more concise, precise, and be more emphatic, you don't need you can skip the verb. So the bigger, the better, the richer, the happier. So this is a structure that you can use, and by using this structure, it's understood that you have a high profile domain of the language. We also have the gradual increase. So is used to indicate that one element is gradually increasing. So it's not comparing to another. It's the same element. It's just had an increasing of that. So subject plus verb to be plus main verb in the continuous tense, comparative adjective plus and the same comparative adjective. So we have here she was studying harder and harder. So prices are getting higher and higher. Her canvas are getting better and better. And you can see talking about canvas, you can see the picture of the one canvas that actually is an old painting that was restored by one girl, but she didn't do a great job, as you can see. The older picture is more destroyed, and the newer picture is like uh, completely awful. And here we have an exercise to check if you understand these structures, right? Right here, I ask you to pause the class, try to solve this exercise, and then come back to the class. Okay? So let's see here. The sentence is you study for these exams, the something we will do. The second, my neighbor is driving me mad. It seems that it is at night, the he plays his music. So let's check the answers. So the harder you study for these exams, the more successfully you will do. And the second one, my neighbor is driving me mad. It seems that the later it is at night, the louder he plays his music. So it looks like he is doing on purpose, right? Just to annoy the person who is complaining about putting loud music at late at night, right? So you see, these are two examples how to use it, uh, these structures. And here, as a finishing for you, I brought you the lyrics of a song named "The Harder They Come" for Jimmy Cliff. And as you can see, you have here this structure. I show you about the gradual, the parallel and gradual increase. In this case, you have a structure that shows the gradual increasing of something. And the harder they come is not just a song, but it's also a movie, starred by Jimmy Cliff, and this movie is about the Jamaican gangs and how they act in Kingston, the capital, and other places. So here, as you can see there, the harder they come, the harder they fall. It repeats the same information. So it means that the stronger they come, more forces they use to come, uh, heavier will be the fall, right? Uh, and as you can see, when you are dealing with proverbs and things like that, the short expressions that condense a lot of information, we it's better not to translate literally. Like actually, in few situations, you should think about translate literally because here the translation um, is a cultural one. So, for instance, I would translate this sentence: "The harder they come, the harder they fall." I would translate as "Quanto maior o indivíduo, maior a queda," something like that, right? Because it gives the same meaning, right? And is understood for Brazilian Portuguese speakers, right? Because when you do a translation, you have to think about the people you are talking to and if they understand, oh, what are you talking about, right? Because if you talk about something from other culture that this person doesn't know, it's the same as you were talking to them in Greek. Unless they are Greek, they will not understand, right? All right, so this is it for our class today. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be talking about these exercise in later times too. Thank you very much.